Salam alaikum, let's do question 10. So the curve C has parametric equation x is equal to sine t, y is equal square root cosine of 2t, and t has to be between 0 and pi. We have to find the expression. We have to find first dy over dx. For b, we have to find equation of the normal when t is equal pi over 3, and we have to show that this normal, what we find in part b, has no other intersection point without curve C. So first thing is this, part A, dy over dx is equal dy over dt over dx over dt. So this will be differentiation of this will be differentiation of cosine is minus sine, and because of chain rule times 2 over 2 cosine t. We cancel this. We will have now, this is a sine of double angle, so it will be minus square root 2 times 2 sine t cosine t over cosine t. So this will be minus 2 square root 2 of sine t. Okay, so we found the expression and we finished with part A. Part B, they want to know tangent in a point when t is equal pi over 3. In this point, pi over 3, we have to find x and y. When we put it in calculator, it will be sine of 60 square root 3 over 2 times this is only square root 3, and y will be equal square root 2 times cosine of 120 will be minus half. It will be minus square root 2 over 2. If you cannot do it mentally, you can simply use calculator. We need to find tangent, but before we find tangent, we have to find gradient. No, we have to find normal, but before we find normal, we have to find gradient of the tangent. Gradient of the tangent will be when we substitute pi over 3 in gradient function. So it will be minus 2 square root times sine of 60 is square root 3 over 2. So gradient of the tangent will be square root 6. So gradient of the normal will be minus 1 over minus square root 6 is 1 over square root 6. So now our equation of the normal will be y minus square root 2 over 2, 1 over square root 6 times x minus square root 3. When we multiply everything with square root 6, we will get square root 6y plus square root 12 is 2 square root 3 divided by this will be square root 3 is equal x minus square root 3. So now it will be x minus square root 6y minus 2 square root 3 is equal 0. So this will be now equation of the normal in a point when t is equal pi over 3. And the third part, we have to prove that this line doesn't intersect curve in any other point except this point. Point A will be this. So we have to prove that this curve doesn't intersect, that the line doesn't intersect curve anywhere else. So for that reason, we are just going to substitute x and y from here. So we will have 2 sine t minus square root 6 square root 2 cosine 2t minus 2 square root 3 is equal 0. And let's work with it a little bit. 2 sine t minus square root 12 will be, so square root 12 will be 4 times 3, it is 2 square root 3. Now we should actually check for what t it will have intersection, right? So to do this, we will let's see how we can express this. We know that cosine 2t will be equal cosine square t minus sine square t. We should have only sine, so we will now minus plus and minus 1, so it will be plus 1 will be cosine 2 square plus sine 2 square, no, minus this and then plus 1. So this and this will cancel. So I will have 1 minus 2 sine t square. So this equation will now become 2 sine t minus 2 square root 3, 1 minus 2 sine square t minus 2 square root 3 is equal to 0. So let's now sort it out. I will say sine t is equal a. So I will have 2a minus 2 square root 3, 1 minus 2a square minus 2 square, and let's arrange it. So this will be 2 square root times 2, so it will be 4 square root 3a square plus 2a minus this and this minus 4 square root 3 minus 4 square root 3 is equal to 0. I will just divide everything with 2, so it would be easier for me to work with that. Now I should factorize this. Product should be 4, product should be 12, product should be 12, and sum should be 1. So we will make this as 4 minus 3. So 4a minus 3a. What is common here? It will be 2a square root 3 minus 2 plus, for this 2 will be common, will be minus, minus, common will be square root 3, square root 3 plus 2, okay, is equal to 0. So this will be square root 3 plus 2, 2a minus square root 3 is equal to 0. So from here a can be minus 2 over square root 3, or a can be equal to square root 3 over 2. Okay. Let's see. This is 2 divided by 1 point approximately 7. This will be bigger than, it will be smaller than negative 1 because of minus, smaller than negative 1. So this is not solution. So only solution has to be this. So only only solution is this. So now I just have to do what sine t is equal square root 3 over 2, Also my t has to be from 0 to pi, so only value from 0 to 5, where sine is square root 3, will be pi over 3, and t is equal to pi over 3. When I substitute these two values, what will I get? Sine is pi over 3, you will get this point. But what if I substitute this? If I substitute this, still sine will be this, and what will be cosine of this? Cosine of 2 pi over 3 will be it will be also, when I substitute here, it will be also going to the, it will be also this point. So even if we got two solutions, it will end up with same point. It means there is only one point of intersection between this curve and this line.